The Lakers and Clippers lost on the road Wednesday night. San Antonio snapped the Lakers' three-game winning streak with a 107-91 beatdown. LeBron did not play. The Lakers sat him down for the second game of a back-to-back. Somebody named Keldon Johnson led San Antonio with 27 points. The Lakers were at home Friday night against Milwaukee. The Clippers lost to the Knicks in New York 123-111. The Clippers bench gave the starters no help. The reserves made only 4 of 23 shots. Kawhi Leonard had a decent night with 25 points, 4 assists, and 3 steals. The Clippers are at Brooklyn Friday. Also Friday night at 6 p.m. Out of Bounds is moving to prime time. Join me and my co-host Neil Scarborough for 60 minutes of sports chatter with some black folks flavor. You can be a part of the conversation at 1-800-920-1580. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, it's Tavis Smiley. For 40 years, I have had the privilege, and I don't use that word lightly, the privilege of sitting down with presidents, world leaders, authors, artists, activists, the folk who shape our world. Thousands of conversations, tens of thousands of questions. And somewhere along the way, I realized that the art of conversation is dying. So here's what I'm going to do about it. I am now going to teach what these almost 40 years have taught me, how to have conversations that matter. 6 courses, from the anatomy of a great conversation to generous listening as a superpower to handling difficult exchanges without losing your dignity or your mind. Go to TavisTalks.com right now. That's TavisTalks.com. Download the free guide, see what's coming, sign up to be the first to know when we launch the series. Conversation is a skill, and like any skill, it can be taught. I'll see you in class.
You just popped in to Kanye West, get right for the summer workout tape. And ladies, if you follow these instructions exactly, you might be able to pull you a rapper, an NBA player, man, at least to do with a car. So first of all, we gonna work on the stomach. Nobody wants a little tight. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and get them sit-ups right and tuck your tummy tight and do your crunches like this. Give, stop, breathe, get up, check your weave. Don't drop the pen to disrespect the pick up your son, don't disrespect your seed. It's a party tonight and ooh, she's so excited. Tell me who's invited, you, your friends, and mine. What's scary to me, he make girls look like Halle Berry to me. So excuse me, miss, I forgot your name. Thank you, God bless you, good night.
KBLA Talk 1580. All right, Happy New Year. Get up, let's go. We're about to get inspired. We can get informed, we can get mad, we can get helpful, we can get charitable, and we can get inspired all in one day. That's the beauty and power of radio. So I'm happy to invite in someone I've never had a chance to interview before. He's got 21 years in the military, and he is a personal trainer. He tries his best to make fitness fun, and I'm glad about that because we could all use a little inspiration right about now. Rodney Richardson, welcome.
Thank you, Dominique. Good morning. Good morning. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, and I know you must be busy right now because a lot of times people make resolutions. I'm going to lose 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 pounds. I'm going to start drinking this much water. I'm going to change my diet.
Yes.
And that, so January is the busiest month for personal trainers, right?
Yes, January, February, March.
And then what?
Then it goes down.
So people make it through March?
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Make it through March, and that's what a good trainer comes at to keep you going the next 3 months. So.
Yeah, at least the next 3, right? Because then comes summer and everybody wants to get naked.
Yes, exactly.
But I mean, for most people, fitness really either they don't think about it enough or at all, or it's drudgery. Oh, I have to go to the gym. I got to do these burpees. You said you try to make it fun. How do you do that?
Yeah, so once I find out, I know it sounds funny at the moment. It is actually. Well, once I find out what the person likes, what they do, for a living, and get their personality down and find out what makes them tick, I guess you can say, and then I just go with that. And I try to make it easy because a lot of people think you have to, lift a lot of heavy weights and jumping like 4 feet high on top of a box or so forth, And I just start them off with the simplest things. And I just keep it real simple and I get them comfortable and try to really add that enjoyment to fit, So.
That's an interesting point because is one of the biggest mistakes we usually make is going too hard. I'm going to lift 300 pounds or whatever, and then we either feel discouraged or we get injured.
That's correct. That's correct. That's right. And I tell a lot of people that keep it simple. You can just start off with your body weight. But we see a lot of people lifting all the time, and that's what we see, So, but if you get a trainer and they'll start you off with just the basics, literally just balance, and that's my thing. If you balance and coordinate it, that's a good thing. You're good to go so far. Because I'm not going to try a lot of different drills and so forth with you if you don't have any balance or coordination.
So balance and coordination, it's not something we hear more about muscle mass and lean body mass and, gains and eliminating fat. But you started with balance and coordination.
Yes.
Why is that important and how do we develop that?
Very good question. So I know you heard that term core. Your core, which is your abs, your back, your legs. It's not just the abs. So it's the back, the legs, and your glutes.
What keeps you standing upright, basically.
Exactly. Because here's the thing I tell my clients. So when they're like either walking or something, how you trip and you recover,
right?
That's good balance. But if you trip and keep going, boom, that's not good balance. So.
Yeah, and you know what? That's not just like, am I graceful? Are people going to laugh at me on video? One of the things that happens, especially with older Americans, once they fall, you break something, then it starts a cycle downhill.
Yes.
You're in the hospital, you're inside of a nursing home or rehab facility, and many times they're not able to get their lives back and their mobility back on track.
Yes.
And, you and I are not 21.
No.
We might be 23. But is that more of a priority for someone maybe over 40?
Yes, it is more of a priority. Is to really work your muscles and impose a demand on the body is what's important. Even if it's just getting out here, if you never walked a lot, if you're capable of walking, go walking. Find a partner or a group and go walking.
Or get an audiobook. I mean, Lord have mercy, if you don't have any friends that walk,
right?
Maybe all your friends like to sit around and drink or eat.
Yes.
You listen to a book on tape. Listen to KBLA and walk. Yes. But I mean, as far as the balance thing, that's really what for once you get over a certain age, it seems like it would be more mission critical because you have to prevent yourself from getting into that downward spiral of a fall.
Okay. So when you talk about the balance, and I try to keep everything lean, but there's a term called pre-proprioceptive training, your awareness training. So we'll do a series of drills. A training will have you either stepping up on a box and maybe doing lateral movements and going,
which means side to side.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, see, going side to side. Thank you.
Right.
Going side to side and up and down in a pattern. And it kind of create maybe like a mini circuit training because that's a lot of things that I do. And it challenges your upper body, your lower body. So you move around in a circuit at a certain amount of time and you observe that client. And if they're doing pretty well, moving on to the next one, stepping up without looking like they're losing their balancing and coming down and be able to move to the side or rotate and so forth without any problem, then that's a good thing. And then that's when you can add the dumbbells to it and start pushing the dumbbells and adding challenging the muscles while you're moving. Because it's just like a brain, our neural system, and I think everybody kind of understand that. You want to keep that connection going. It's like basically like a kinetic chain. That's the muscles all the way down your whole body. So you want to keep your brain, keep the muscles working so that you can strengthen it. And that's the thing. You ever heard that term, like if you don't use it, you lose it?
Yeah.
I hate using that term, but
it's true though, right?
Yes, that's kind of what it applies. If you don't impose a demand on the body, and that's the same thing we're talking about with the core, challenge the core. You're doing, I know people say sit-ups, but you can do planks. Literally walking does challenge the core. Walking uphill, that challenges it. So you want to do a series of basic movements, just basic movements. I have someone stepping up and down on a curb, and that's like, what, maybe 3 or 4 inches?
Right.
Some places. And they literally get tired after a while.
Yeah, if you do it long enough. So when you talk about that kinetic chain, I mean, it's kind of like the old game Operation, the knee bone connected to the whatever bone, and that anything we do is going to impact everything.
That's
Is that
correct.
kind of what you're saying?
Yes, you got to have that balance. It's like a balance you got to have within the body. And you try to do your best to have that balance from head to toe, basically. Just like you were saying, are you still a runner?
I don't run as much as I used to. No, but this is one of the things I want to get back to doing more. I do a lot of walking. I do a lot of hills because I like the results. But I'll do some running.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my point is that when you do that strengthens you up. You imposing the demand. Now, if you have, like you say, you had a problem with your injured on your foot when you hurt your foot, and that was causing a problem with your gait or your tempo when you run. So if you keep doing that and you don't know how to train that to strengthen it up, so you may have to maybe do a series of leg work, like maybe some squats or maybe some lunges, or so forth, and of course some stretching, and that's something we all need to do, more stretching, lengthening and shortening the muscles, basically. And so once you just find out what works for you, and that's the thing, everybody's different, Dominique. So once I work with a client and I find out where their weaknesses are, put it basically their weaknesses, and we work on those weaknesses and try to have to balance that body out as much as possible. Some people might be cardiovascular. It might be, the breathing, or it could be, some people, it's just getting comfortable, Dominique. I literally had a client at the gym, they cannot train in front of a mirror. And I thought that was kind of, because there's mirrors everywhere. So I literally have to find a spot to train that client. So it's a lot of, sometimes it's mental.
Because they
as
felt
well.
self-conscious in front of a mirror.
Yeah.
And all those mirrors are there not just because we think we're cute, but actually to help us stay in the
Yes,
proper form, right?
exactly.
To watch ourselves and make sure we're doing it right.
Yes.
To put it simply. We're talking with Rodney Richardson. You're welcome to call in. He's a personal trainer. And by the way, thank you for your service, 21 years in the U.S. Navy. You're welcome to call in 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. We've got at least one question for you in the comments. We'll get to that. Morris wants to know what's the best nutritional supplement to take for better energy. We'll give you that answer when we continue on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to gear with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to partner with the Empowerment Congress once again for their 34th annual summit. The summit's theme is From Vision to Action, a forum to unlock participatory democracy, and will feature a nonpartisan gubernatorial candidate forum focused on issues of importance to the African American community. The summit is the signature public policy-oriented observance of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy during the national 3-day holiday weekend that celebrates his life. This year's summit will be held on Saturday, January 17th, 2026 at the California Science Center in Exposition Park from 9 to 11 a.m. Admission is free, but registration is required at KBLA1580.com. All major announced candidates for California governor for the Democratic and Republican Party nominations have been invited to participate in the candidate forum, which will be moderated by Tavis Smiley. An all-star panel of journalists will pose questions to the candidates, and the forum will be broadcast live on KBLA Talk 1580. This is going to be a big year for local, state, and national politics. The political pulse of 2026 beats on KBLA Talk 1580.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. Their max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
I do thank you. We're going to start off with some inspiration. We are starting off with inspiration. I'm already feeling more inspired. Rodney Richardson is here. He's a personal trainer, one-on-one. You can find him on Instagram. The Rodney D. Richardson. Is that
Yes,
it? I've been
correct.
following you. I just forgot. The Rodney D. Richardson. And you do share exercises, tips,
Yes.
inspirational speeches.
Yes, I do.
Being a trainer is almost partly like being a life coach, right?
It is. It is. You exactly are. That's why a lot of people call me Coach Rodney now. So I just go by Coach Rodney. And on that, someone asked about supplementation.
Yes, they did.
So here's the deal about that. It depends on the person, because I would have to talk with you and see, and basically like a valuation and see what works for you. Because once I tell you what something to take, that's something, we don't do. Nutrition, supplementation. Now, nutrition, I'll tell you to eat like an apple or something healthy, something like that.
So
But when it
improve your
comes-
overall
Yes.
nutrition, your diet,
Yeah.
more vegetables and fruits.
Right. When it comes to supplementation, though, it may benefit some people. And there's a thing called ergonomics. There's some things to help you get stronger, something to help you perform better, sports enhancement. We're not talking steroids, but
everybody, creatine is getting really popular now.
yeah. See,
They used to call it steroid. They used to say it was dangerous,
Yes.
and now
everybody's selling it. Yes.
Yeah, now everybody's selling it. Does that
Yes.
mean it's not dangerous
Well,
now, or
most likely it's been approved by the Food Drug Administration, so everybody's the
right? But that doesn't? I mean, they approve a lot of things that are poison. So
yes,
I mean, is that something you would let your clients take?
Well, it depends on. Again,
You got to
it
see
just depends
what
to
your
see
goals
works,
are, where you
because
are.
It's been around. Creatine probably been around since since '89.
Yeah.
Since the '80s. So
Right,
it's been around for a long time. So, of course, a lot of companies going to feel comfortable putting it out there, and like you say, everything is.
But you're not really pro supplement, is your point?
No, I am, but it depends on the person, Dominique.
Yeah.
I do tell people to take vitamins,
Right.
because some of the foods are not as nutrition as they used to be. So I do walk that line of saying take your vitamins. If you're not able to eat fruit and vegetables like you're supposed to, like we, that would help us out. But yes, I am for it. But it would be nice if we can do it naturally. Have a garden to grow our own fruits and vegetables.
Right.
That would be awesome, because that's what I had growing up in Ohio. My mom had a garden all the time, so we ate fresh fruits and vegetables.
So nutritionally dense foods, fruits and vegetables, supplement with vitamins, but no one size fits all. No magic bullet.
No, there isn't one. It's crazy, as you said, not yet, because they're coming close to some stuff, but still, there's always a side effect or a danger to something that. It's not good for
so the
everybody.
magic bullet of the moment are the GLP drugs, right? The Ozempic, Mounjaro, and all of those, which we're finding out more and more. If you do that, you may have to be on it for the rest of your life.
Yes. My thing is, Dominique, is just try to go as naturally as possible, and whatever you're using, make sure it works for you. And because maybe that's what you're lacking. You might be lacking whatever it is for creatine to help your muscles do what they need to do. So, and protein, the necessary protein supplements and so forth. I would tell you to, and I tell a lot of people, go see a doctor at least every 6 months or every
Boo.
year.
No, but you're right. We have to know what's
get a
going on.
doctor. Yeah.
I think,
A medical professional.
no
is what I'm
offense, no
saying.
shade, but
Got you.
I do think black men in particular don't want to go get checkups. I don't know
That's
what's
true.
up with y'all, but for some reason, And the thing that I would say about that is, just because a doctor says this, that, or the other thing is wrong with you, you don't have to do what they say.
Right.
But it's better to know than not to know.
Right. It's just getting a checkup, seeing what is everything. All your numbers are within, where they should be. You have creatine levels they check for. You have glucose levels, and of course your blood pressure. Excuse me. Excuse me. So there's a lot of things that medical professional will evaluate for you, and you can see where you're liking it, because hey, let's face it, we're all getting older, and all these organs, this is considered just like I hate to compare us like a car, but if you have like a 2008, there's going to be some stuff that's going to happen to it.
I'm not getting older. Speak for yourself.
Okay, so hey, I'm saying that because I drive a 2008.
I'm not a vampire either, but no, but I feel you. I mean, and that's part of the reason why I was asking you when you brought up balance.
Mm-hmm.
Are there things that you definitely do or definitely don't do with people who are, say, over 40, over 50, even over 60? I read this article that I keep quoting in the Washington Post. There's a new study that says even if you've never worked out before in your life and you start at 90, you can still build muscle, which to me is incredible and just a testament to our human bodies. They're miraculous. But are there some things people shouldn't do as they get older, or some things they really should look into doing?
Again, Dominic, it's based on the individual. I know I keep going to that. But I work with 90-year-old, believe it or not.
Really?
Yes, I have. And it's amazing that, and some of them can literally bench press 125. So
wow.
It's interesting to see that. But they've been consistency with it, and they were retired military too. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But to answer your question is, it's on the individual. Again, I always go back to it's on the individual when you evaluate them. So it works for you, because obviously if you never worked your muscles before, yes, you're going to develop some muscle hypertrophy, if they call it. You're going to have muscles that grow. And if you don't, you're going to lose that muscle mass. And unfortunately, as we get older, we do lose muscle as we get older. So it's like so many years or something, we lose so much muscle mass.
I've read that. So does that mean if you're a fitness enthusiast like myself, that you have to lift more and more to make up for the muscle that you're losing? Or is it something we just have to live with and say, oh, I'm going to lose muscle? Or do we take up Tai Chi, like Pilates? What's the answer to that?
Okay, so when you mention that, of course, try to implement flexibility into that, because we lose our flexibility. But to answer your question on that is, yes, you're going to lift, you're going to impose a demand on the body again.
Right.
But of course, you're not going to go, obviously, if you're doing 25 pounds, no problem, without even leaning or making all this noise, distracting everybody at the gym, then you're okay. So you might want to pick up 30, 230s, 30-pound dumbbells and go. But if you try to go right to 40 and you're like, you got everybody stopping, looking at you like, what are you doing? You're doing all this, more like you're doing a dance or something, then that's too much. Back it down. Go back down to like I say, 25 or 30 pounds and work the muscles. You'll feel it. You may have to increase the reps. Sometimes you can increase the reps. So there's a lot of things like frequency, intensity, and time. And that's why I say I add the E to it for enjoyment. So the frequency.
Thank you.
So the frequency, how many times a week you go, how many days a week you go. The intensity, just like what we're talking about, based on where you at.
How heavy are you lifting? How many breaks are you taking? How much cardio are you doing?
Yes, and the time. How much time, and the time, how much you're spending at the gym. So.
Well, how much time are you spending at the gym actually working? Because you can end up spending a lot of time at the gym chatting, resting between sets, leaning on the counter.
And again, it depends. If you have the time, some people don't have time. So you have to create like 30-minute workouts. Some people on a busy schedule, so they get a quick 30-minute. And you can have a good, quick 30-minute workout. And those people who have that time, luxury to be in there looking at their phone, doing every rep or whatever the case may be, they have that time. So use it wisely.
Yeah. Jacqueline says get your labs done every 6 months to make sure you're in safe range.
That's right, Jacqueline. Yep.
And she also asks, what about protein powders?
Oh, no, I don't. There's different types of proteins out there now. There's so many types. I would see what works for you, because there's so many types of proteins. I can't even, but there was like what we said, I'm not going to even try to get into it because that's going to take me down a rabbit hole. But you have to see what works for you, what type of protein works for you. Because the basic proteins that came out, they were derivatives of milk.
Right.
And so there were 2 types. And I don't know why my brain just went.
Yeah, I mean, I know I got away from the milk because I felt like it was congesting me, the whey proteins and all of that.
There you go, whey, yeah.
But I, you know, I have one friend who is, you know, very yoked, I guess you could say, and doesn't believe in protein powder at all, thinks we should get all of our protein from foods.
Yes. And yes, there are some people that are like vegetarian. Vegetarians, and they're just like huge.
I mean, but they have vegan protein. You can get the pea protein or rice protein, a little grainy, but I mean, they do exist.
Yes.
Do we need protein powder?
Again, if you're not eating beans and doing the necessary, that's why they call it supplementation. Yes, if you're lacking in protein, yes. Do it.
Supplement
the
your diet. Find the missing.
That's it.
The missing pieces of your actual diet.
Yes, and that's why I say try to do your best to get that medical professional in there to see what you're lacking. All right, and then you come in there and get your body in there working and see if your body is operating okay. So
they got questions for you, Rodney Richardson. They got questions. Carl Tucker wants to know. Should a man use testosterone supplements? Is testosterone good, yes or no? That's what he's asking.
Okay. I'm going to say now, some people do it for enhancement. And as we get older, we lack in that. So, again, talk to your doctor and say, hey, doc, is it okay for me to get, testosterone supplements for that, and they'll prescribe you for if you're liking in that.
But from what I understand, junior fitness enthusiast here, that lifting weights and working out will increase your testosterone.
Yes, but if their body, like I say, doesn't respond to it, just like as people have diabetes, where the pancreas doesn't, create the insulin and so forth. Right. So there's certain parts of the body that may not stimulate that testosterone.
So it depends on their own physiology.
Yes. So it's based off of that. And that's why when they say, doc, I've been in here lifting, and I just can't seem to get no muscle mass, that's when you talk to the doctor. Yes.
Got you.
See,
okay, we only got a minute for news, traffic, and sports. I wasn't expecting all these questions. It's a good sign. Yeah. Morris wants to know if red beans and rice is a good meal. I understand beans and rice is a complete protein.
It is. Yes, it is, Morris. Yes, it is. It is. It depends how you cook it. If you put the ham hock still, oh my God,
10 pounds of butter, lard,
the fat back food. What
fat back.
What was that fat? What was that? Yeah. Anyway.
And also, if you you might want to throw a few vegetables in on the side, right?
Yes.
A salad or some greens.
Some greens. Yes. Get the greens in there. But yes, beans and rice is excellent. Black beans and rice are really good. So that's why. The burritos are, I want to go on that because, like I say, it's so hard to go down that easy to go down that rabbit hole. But yes, beans and rice are good for you. Yes, red beans, black beans.
You know what else is good for you? The news. We're about to go into news, traffic, and sports, and we'll continue this fitness inspiration conversation with Rodney Richardson and me on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Chicago has broken ground on a $5.4 million housing project in North Lawndale. Black Mayor Brandon Johnson spoke at the groundbreaking.
The 7 2-flats that have been constructed and rehabbed by citizens building a better community will provide an affordable, safe, and quality home for 14 residents and families.
7 vacant lots will become homes for buyers earning up to 140% of the area's median income, the first of 115 units planned. Texas Senate candidate Jasmine Crockett blasted Trump's actions in Venezuela on ABC's The View, saying his motives weren't for the people. She cited deportations and military strikes that killed over 100. And Mary J. Blige has won a legal battle in New York as a judge dismissed a lawsuit from her former friend, Misa Hilton. The suit accused Blige of meddling in label affairs, but the court slammed Hilton for filing inflammatory claims and then dropping them. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Is this the This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers and Clippers lost on the road Wednesday night. San Antonio snapped the Lakers' three-game winning streak with a 107-91 beatdown. LeBron did not play. The Lakers sat him down for the second game of a back-to-back. Somebody named Keldon Johnson led San Antonio with 27 points. The Lakers were at home Friday night against Milwaukee. The Clippers lost to the Knicks in New York 123-111. The Clippers bench gave the starters no help. The reserves made only 4 of 23 shots. Kawhi Leonard had a decent night with 25 points, 4 assists, and 3 steals. The Clippers are at Brooklyn Friday. Also Friday night at 6 p.m. Out of Bounds is moving to prime time. Join me and my co-host Neil Scarborough for 60 minutes of sports chatter with some black folks flavor. You can be a part of the conversation at 1-800-920-1580. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
Trainer Games on Prime Video January 8th. Watch the trailer on trainergames.com.
Looking for something new? Try fencing, the Olympic and Paralympic sport that mixes speed, strategy, and fun. It's like chess meets cardio. Quick feet, quick decisions, and a satisfying beep when you score a point. Kids, teens, and adults can start anytime. No experience needed, and many clubs have loaner gear. Coaches teach fundamentals and safety from day one. Find a beginner class near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing. That's usafencing.org/tryfencing.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
We knew you'd stick around. This is LA's home for progressive talk radio. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
Personal trainer Rodney Richardson is here. If you want to find him, maybe train or, ask some more millions of questions, you can find him on Instagram at the Rodney D. Richardson. The Rodney D. Richardson. Okay, I got a lot of questions too. Okay. Jacqueline says she's going to cook some red beans and rice today since you said so. I love that.
If you're making cornbread, I want some.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I want to come back to where you started. You said You start really simple with people. We
Yes.
don't have to do too much. We don't have to be Miss or Miss Olympia, Mr. or Miss Olympia. When you say really simple, what are you talking about? Like what kinds of workouts should beginners do?
I go to the basic, simple push-pull. So when you push, literally when we're pushing, just like whether it's basic push-ups, whether on the knees or pushing off the wall at an angle on the wall, that's pushing. And pulling, that's when we could either take the dumbbell and we're going to hinge over and
Just like
pull
a
it
row,
up.
right?
Yes, like a row, exactly. So I start with basic push-pull. And that keeps it real simple. With a pull, just like you always lat pull down, you're pulling down. Bench press, you're pushing. Or you're sitting down doing the chest press. Or you're doing the flies, you're kind of pulling. So I keep it basic push-pull. And that works the muscle because, you know, your opposite, you already had the concentric, you know, going against the opposite and so forth. So you're working all the muscles there. So I would establish a push-pull within the whole body, where it's doing lunges, squats, or if you're on the Smith machine, that's the one that has that bar that's affixed to the rails. Anybody not sure what the Smith machine is, and it goes up and down, that's probably one of the...
So push-pull is not just for upper body. Push-pull is also for legs.
Yes, you can do a push-pull. Yes, you can do a push-pull. Pushing is a leg press. So, and a pull, you do a leg curl or a leg extension.
Gotcha.
I know it's like a hooking, but you're pulling it and so forth. So.
And something tells me a squat is all of that combined into one.
Yes, yes. So
squat is like the mother load.
Yes, and again, that challenges the core too at the same time. You know, especially like the pull down. You have to use, it's all core work as well. You have to sit there, but if you're locking your legs in and everything, you're taking away from it. So try to use your core so you can maintain your positioning in that seat or whatever it is that you're working on. So. And
what about the cardio part, the heart health?
The cardio
for beginners.
Again, I say walking is really literally the best thing you can do. And now what's great is now if you can run, that's great. Establish a pace. And that's why we got this technology now where you can have heart rate monitors, and they got all the smart watches now. You don't have to get the expensive ones that they have out there, but they sell the off-market ones. You know, they have pedometers, digital now. Your phone has a pedometer that's built in on it. So you go out and walk and monitor your heart rate. And there's a high and a low. And there's a formula that you do it so you can stay within your parameters. So if you work within your heart rate, they have literally it's a fat burning zone where your body is just right there where you're going to burn the necessary energy to burn those calories.
Right, so you can help people figure out what that is.
Yes.
But I would imagine even if you don't have a trainer and even if you don't have a pedometer, if you get off your couch and walk around the block a couple times, you're going to be better off than if you did nothing.
Right. You can be like, okay, I'm going to walk to that light pole right there or whatever, to the mailbox, you know, at a certain time, and just hit your watch and go, okay, let's see how many times we can go around the block today or so forth. Yeah.
Ed Morris, I am not asking him that. Sorry.
Morris, what are you doing, man? Where's Morris at?
I don't know where you at, Morris. So that's sort of the push-pull, sort of basic walking cardio for beginners.
Yes.
Not trying to do too much to make sure that you don't get burnt out or get injured.
Right.
And making sure we stretch.
Exactly. Yes.
What about for people like myself who are fitness enthusiasts, or we've worked out most of our lives, we're really into it, but we can sometimes get in a slump where it's like, oh, this is boring, or I don't feel like it. You know, maybe put on a couple pounds during the holidays.
Yes.
And are just looking for some inspiration or a new way.
That's when we get into cross training, not CrossFit, cross training. So for you enthusiasts, I introduce you to kettlebells, you know, or to the sleigh, push and pulling that sleigh. I know you've seen that sleigh there, right?
I have seen the sleigh, yes. I've seen the football players with that on the hill.
There you go.
And it looks really not fun.
Yeah, see, kettlebells. And then we have, this is just so many.
Kettlebell is the weight bell with a handle that people use.
So we teach you how to swing that and teach you how to do core exercises with that, you know, the kind of thing called the get up. You know, it's called a get up. I forgot which country they call the name. They call it in front of it, but it's a get up that you do. But teach you how to swing it because it uses your core and depends on the amount of weight and so forth. And that, you'll get strengthened in that way. So we set the sleigh, right? And then we got the ropes. Woo, everybody love the ropes too, Dominique.
Yeah.
Get those ropes going.
It's been a long time since I did that. Those are tough too, though. Swinging those ropes is way harder than it looks.
Yeah, it's a technique. Again, just like anything else, so start you off on how to do it, and that's a good core exercise as well. Then we got the TRX, those straps, the yellow, the beige now, but the straps, and that's an all body workout. You can do squats, you can do push-ups, you can do just about everything, the push-pull with the TRX system.
Molly Bell says, thanks for Rodney Richardson. Thank you for our guest on exercise. He doesn't shame us or make us feel bad about prior habits. Some trainers try to shame people for not being healthy and doing good cardio practices. It's a good point, Molly Bell.
Thank you, Molly Bell. Yeah, I remember her too. I remember Molly Bell.
Yeah, Molly Bell. She's the chairwoman of the chat room, the Queen of Compton.
Thank you, Molly Bell.
But you said you make it fun, and I say easier said than done. How do you make it fun, Rodney Richardson?
I have a knack for it, and there's a lot of people out there know that I can make it fun. Either, one way or the other, I'll make it fun for you. So I just challenge you. I'll set up some challenges, or I'll demonstrate it for you. And then if you're not doing it right, I will kind of make it a little funny thing without putting you on the spot like Molly Bell said. I don't make you feel bad. I get you to laugh at yourself. I literally do. I say, okay, do it this way. It's like a moment thing,
Yeah.
You find out what it is and you see where they're at. Because a lot of people, like I said, it makes them relax knowing that they're lacking something. And they're like, oh, okay. And you try to reference to something or anything. And then you just click. You just click with that person and you just like, okay, can't wait to see you next week, maybe, or if they're not that sore enough, to come back. But I tell them once you keep going to soreness, you adapt to it. If that's how the muscles work.
If that's not a bad sign. When you're sore, it just means you worked hard, right?
That's right. You impose a demand on the muscles. That's
how do you know? How do you impose a demand on the muscles? That's what you keep saying. Okay. How do we know the difference? I know the difference because I've been doing it long enough. But how does someone who's a beginner know the difference between good muscle sore and injury?
That's a good question. Okay. So if you were doing the bicep curls, let's just say we're doing the bicep curls, and obviously the muscle there was it's going to be sore. But if you're feeling it in like your shoulders or maybe the elbow, and it's feeling kind of a little bit of tender or just it's probably swollen or discolored, I guess is the right word to use, then that might be a problem. Of course, if it's still there 2 weeks,
it's definitely a problem.
The delayed muscle soreness, I think they call it, onset, something to that effect. But usually after 4 or 5 days, if the soreness hasn't gone away, there's probably a situation there.
There may be an injury,
and then again, like I say, if you're working with the proper weight and the trainer is working you with that, that's why we also, when we put you through the routine of lifting the weights, and if you're feeling comfortable with it, because some people can't do a shoulder press because they might feel like just a little bit of impact there in the shoulder joints. It might be something that they may have to work on or something. So
then you would modify the exercise at that point.
So that's a very good question. That's the part I get them to understand. I say, well, how does it feel? You just ask all these different questions, and that's when you start learning more about them, because it might be, oh yeah, I remember 5 years ago I had this happen to me, or whatever the case may be. But the soreness should go away within a week.
Okay. A week is long.
It is a week. But let's just say, okay, we're talking people that don't go to the doctor. So if you got patients, you see, it's not a week, but 3 days to a week, okay?
Yeah.
Don't hold me to it. Don't hold me to it, all right?
Depends on what you did, right?
Exactly.
Denise says, good morning, Dominique and Coach Richardson. What type of exercise do you recommend if you have a bad knee and can no longer walk like you used to?
Very good question. So, of course, I will have to ask you how much what's your weight, not to be negative, because if I'm going to tell you to do work with the TRX, I want to make sure you have good coordination so that you can use the TRX. I preach that a lot because it helps you, puts you in a perfect squat to where you're not putting a lot of stress on your knees. So again, but if you're heavy and you're putting a lot of weight on there, then maybe something I might have you do, maybe just basically learning how to sit up assisted sit-ups with the TRX. So it depends on what's going on with your knee. I don't know if it's either lateral or medial, or do you have any cartilage in there and so forth? Was it from an injury? Did you sprain your knee? Again, I have to know exactly what's going on with the knee. So,
but even if a person is not ready for TRX training, as it would traditionally be done, it sounds like what you're saying is you can create a path for them to get strong enough in ways that don't use the knee in order for them to get there.
Right, but they have to be, again, that's when it goes back to that balance and that coordination, because that's part of that. Because if your body, if you know your knee is going to cause you pain, you're going to tell yourself to put it all on that other leg and so forth. Then you're going to get that imbalance, and that's when that kinetic chain goes off. So you have to I literally have to know what is going on with the knee, because you maybe support it with a wrap. I'm putting it basically a wrap or some type of support there. That's why they have all these tapes now. They can, you put on the sports tape. So it depends on what's going on with that knee, Dominique.
Yeah.
How we go approach it, because there's so many ways you can wrap it to support it, knee wraps or whatever, and then we can do that to help assist that leg, so you can do that movement to get it stronger.
All right, we're talking with Rodney Richardson at the Rodney D. Richardson on Instagram. He's a personal trainer. We're talking well-being, some fun, some inspiration, some fitness. Keep the questions coming, y'all. They're in the YouTube chat at KBLA 1580. You're also invited to call at 800-920-1580. I got a few questions. When we continue, one of those questions, do you believe in dieting? All that straight ahead on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
Unwrap LA this winter with Metro. Whether you're heading to a family gathering or last-minute shopping, Metro's got you. Enjoy free rides across Metro on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Move with joy. Move with community this holiday season. Go Metro. Worried about unpredictable utility bills this winter? LADWP's Level Pay makes budgeting a breeze. With Level Pay, you'll receive a monthly bill that stays the same. No surprises. Even past due amounts can be rolled in, and you'll skip those seasonal spikes from heating your home. Sign up today at ladwp.com/levelpay. That's ladwp.com/levelpay, or call 1-800-DIAL-DWP and take control of your bill.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
Okay, Morris, I asked him off the mic, and he was pretty forthcoming. We're talking with Rodney Richardson at the Rodney D. Richardson on Instagram. Morris was all in your business, and you said you don't care, you don't mind telling your age.
No, I don't mind. I'm 58. I'll be 59 in May, so Gemini.
Okay, same. And you said when kids ask you that, and they're like, "What? You're 58? What do you do?"
Yes.
And I
tell them, well, I say I don't drink and I don't smoke, and they're like, you can just see that. Okay, how am I going to do this?
Right.
know?
They wanted a magic bullet. They wanted some secret supplement, and you said, "I don't drink and I don't smoke at all,
no.
ever."
I haven't picked up that habit. Every now and then I'll drink some wine. I'm not going to say what type. It's Italian wine, the Brewster. It's not at the liquor store. I'm not trying to knock the liquor store, but right. I'll drink some wine every now and then with pizza. I love pizza, and I have to cut back on that as well. So I'll do that. I'll go in on that, and I don't smoke. I never picked that habit up, even though my mom and dad smoked a lot. But I just never picked up. Even in the Navy, you would think I would, but I never picked up that habit.
Well, we know smoking. I mean, if we're talking about cigarettes, probably weed too. I doubt you do that.
No.
Don't drink. But those things do age the body and the face.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
All your I like to say all your components in your body, the organs and stuff. That's why when we get older, you gotta cut off some of that stuff because your body is processing all that stuff over the years. It challenges your body as we get older. That's why a lot of people gain weight getting fat, because your body changes, so you have to change your workout. You have to change your lifestyle, the way you eat, because as we get older, it's a fact we lose muscle, so that's a gimme. So you have to change you have to change your eating pattern, you have to change your workout pattern, and you have to keep going to the doctor, and keep everything monitored to see all the numbers are in line,
We said, I asked you before News, Traffic, and Sports, do you believe in diets?
Yes, I do. And I kind of, again, there's so many diets though. Which is, some people may have to go on a certain diet. And the reason why I say that because I did study nutrition at Long Beach City College, so they do have certain diets. And the reason why I say yes, because they have certain diets so you get healthy. So let's just say, I'm going to use this as an example. This is a general example. A burn victim. They get, they really burn, have a large portion. So they would put them like on a protein diet so they can heal, and that would be, so that's why I kind of use that as an example. That is, it depends on what you're trying to do. Now, if you're trying to lose weight, because that's what a lot of people do, there's so many different types of diet. And again, it's just a matter of changing your eating habit or implementing it into your lifestyle. Like I don't eat I don't really eat maybe like, and I don't want people to start doing this, but I really don't. I probably eat like maybe one meal, like a full meal a day. And I would just snack throughout the day. I would just eat small snacks, like maybe do like, I know people like carrots, or lettuce or fruit, or make a little small sandwich, a small tuna fish sandwich or something like that, and eat nuts and stuff like, nuts.
Are you pescatarian?
Yes, I love fish. So
but do you eat red meat at all?
No. I will eat chicken every now and then. I'm trying to literally cut back on that because of what they're doing to the chickens. Right. I try to be careful because a lot of what they do to the chickens now. So I'm trying to cut back on that, and I cut back on the beef, and so I do more fish.
Yeah.
then yes, I'd be more.
So for weight loss, you do believe in diets, but you're just saying it's got to be customized. What about
Yes.
the intermittent fasting? I've been experimenting with that lately, and it seems to be working for me when I
Yes.
do it.
And that's the thing, and that's what I was trying to get around saying. That's why I only eat my one meal at the end of the day, because that's what you're doing. Because that's all that's required of you, because they preach that eat 4 meals a day, eat your large meals in the morning, but that doesn't apply to everybody. We're just constantly pumping ourselves up with calories that we probably don't need for our body to function like it needs to. Now, if you're a football player, yeah, you're going to need to eat all those large meals and so forth to a certain extent for your performance, most of them.
Right.
But as a normal person like us, we might maybe just need lunch or dinner, or maybe we might need just breakfast.
I don't know if I put you in the normal person's category, because you're pretty much solid muscle. You probably can get away with more than most of us could.
Yeah, I try to. I try to, but I have my weaknesses too, Dominic. So,
What do you think about the meal prep? All the meal prep services, all those ones that you can sort of order and they...
I think they're really good.
Yeah.
And I think they're healthy. If you can afford to do it, do it. I do. I really do. They have everything there for you. It's It's portioned. That's what I love about it, because it has the portions. They list the calories. That's something that is so tedious, is counting calories. And I try not to get into that with my clients, but I try to understand them, like that 3,000 calorie rule, You do, and I know a lot of people say, you do want to burn more calories than you take in. Now, when you say that let's say you take in 4,000 calories. That means you're going to have to burn, maybe 4,500,
That's a lot of exercise.
Right. That's just an example, though.
Yeah, that's a lot of exercise.
Most people probably take in maybe 3,000, maybe people take in 3,000 or 4,000, though, Dominique, but they're probably only going to burn like maybe 2,000.
Right, which means you're gaining weight.
Yes. And that's it. And that's being sanitary.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, we only have a minute. Someone came with a deep question. Maybe you can give a short answer.
All right.
A workout plan for homeless people, unhoused people who are living in their cars and they're sitting in their car all day.
Oh, wow. Walking. Seriously, if you're sitting around in your car, especially those that commute, walking and stretching, because you have that back muscle gets tight. So you literally stretch and do some walking. If you're able to run, you'll do some cardio, do some light cardio and walking and stretching.
Yeah, I got to keep the circulation going.
Yes.
Well, I really appreciate you joining us this morning. It's nice meeting you. And tell folks if they want to train with you or contact you how they can reach you.
Yes, thank you. And it's my pleasure. It's good to be talking to everyone in this type of venue. So I love it. Thank you so much, Dominique. I really appreciate it.
And we can find you on Instagram at the Rodney D. Richardson. If they want to train with you, DM you. Is that the thing to do?
Yeah, please do that and see if we can work something out. So I'm not trying to get rich in this. Otherwise, I'd have been selling stuff along like 30 minutes ago. So I'm not. So
the Rodney D. Richardson, and he has some fun and inspiring videos on there too. Yes. I can tell just by watching your people work out that you do make it fun.
Yeah,
so thank you so much for getting us off to a positive, well-being start for 2026.
Keep it simple, everybody. Keep it simple and try to have fun.
Keep it simple and have fun. I think we can do that. Tavis Smiley is up next. He's got an incredible dynamic show for you as usual. Don't forget you can tap in with me on social media too. I'm at Diprima Radio, DIPRIMA, and then radio everywhere. I even have a YouTube channel. Please subscribe. And by the way, I love DMing and going back and forth with you when it's not time to be on the air. So hit me up. Let's talk. We got a lot to talk about as usual. Sahara Ali will be with me tomorrow. She's going